Okay, so I'm back with Cancer Moon, Scorpio Moon compatibility, and I like this one. I like this one. These two, relationship wise, intimately, even if you're not in a relationship, like I'm not the one that necessarily preaches relationship. This could be mother daughter, father son, father daughter, mother son, like coworker, friends, pets. But the part I'm saying this because just having an experience with someone that's close to you, Scorpio moon and Cancer moon is a nice, intimate experience. You know, trine elements in water, in the moon, it's great. It has its flaws and its bad parts. And, but it's ultimately, there's this inner emotional or core understanding that it does not, these two doesn't have to have a logical like, okay, well, I'm upset and I'm responding to something that I'm upset about. I don't have a logical reason why I'm upset about something. I'm just upset about it. And the other one gets it. And it's like, yeah, I get why you would be upset. Like, even like, these two don't even have to say anything. It's very intuitive. It's like Scorpio, it's like, okay, so Cancer moon is being a little bit moody, like, I'm just gonna leave him alone. I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now. It's still make dinner, or I'm gonna do like the usual thing that gets done, but I'm not gonna press the issue. Like, I don't have to ask what's wrong. I know something is wrong. And Cancer moon loves that, respects that, because it's like, oh yeah, like Scorpio moon knows me well enough to know like something's wrong and not, you know, because sometimes it's irritating when, for water signs, um, I'm using, so we're talking about Cancer and Scorpio right now, but when someone is like, oh, well, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? Or whatever. Because they're like, okay, yeah, evidently you don't know me like I thought. Or evidently we got that close, because it's like, you ask me what's wrong, you should know what's wrong. And if you don't know what's wrong, choose your words quite carefully. Like, you don't even necessarily gotta say anything. Like, let me finish being upset. It's a catch-22 that they understand. Because on the flip side, seeing each other, knowing that something is wrong, but then not acknowledging that, sometimes it's like, oh, so what you gonna do? Like, you're not even gonna, you see something's wrong with me, you gonna act like nothing's wrong with me. Like, where they do that at? That's the wish-washiness of emotions or feelings. It doesn't have to be logical. You have to remember that. And whatever comes up at the time, it's really based on the person. It's really based on the individual. That's why you would get to know each other, and that's why these two naturally are compatible. I feel like they both can be moody. To me, I feel like, to be honest with you, I really feel like Cancer moon can be more moodier than Scorpio moon. I feel like Scorpio moon is just kind of like, okay, well, I'm not even gonna deal with you. Like, it ain't about me being moody today. I'm not even gonna deal with you. Like, if you on some other stuff and I can't understand where you coming from, and you not going far enough for me, like, you not really going out of your way to, not necessarily going out of your way to understand them, or to, like, let's say you ask Scorpio moon, okay, is something wrong? And you know they're like, no, and you believe that without being like, no, I know you, something is wrong, just, but let me tell you, you can just tell me whenever you feel like it. If you don't, that, and if you don't, you don't, but just understand that I know, like, something is off. Telling them that, and you don't even gotta tell them that every time, they feel like, okay, you know what I'm saying, like, this person knows me, or is willing to know me. So these two have this natural rapport with each other like that. Um, it's I like Scorpios definitely get the rap of being wanting, being sexual and stuff like that, but it's both of them. Like when they come together in an intimate way, like Scorpio gets its physical and spiritual needs met, and Cancer gets its emotions met, like the encompassing of the experience, like the feeling like it can be vulnerable, like it can just give itself away to Scorpio. The way that Scorpio is like intense and intentional, it's like Cancer is like feels like, man, like this is what I want. Like I could just let go and be free. And Scorpio moon wants me. Like it's very primitive. So when it has its focus on something, it has its focus on something. And Cancer loves that. But this is the part that where they show compatibility too, because people will think like they're always around each other and they're always together. It's more that they find security within each other. It's like, okay, when everything else falls and um you know we know in life we always have each other no matter what. That's more of their principle. It's not like air signs. I feel like what people don't understand, air signs be rolling around together more than anything. Um, and it depends on the sun placements and different placements and stuff like that. But my point is this: they're they're more than likely they like understand like the time that each other needs and having patience with that. It's like, when I want to be moody, when I want to be myself, I know that I could go find you in the other room. Or I know when push comes to shove, you're going to come back around. It's that type of vibe. And like I said, emotionally, they get and they understand each other. I feel like where it's not so good, you can't both be moody and emotional all the time, because I feel like stubbornness kick in. I feel like Cancer Moon can start to become resentful if they're trying to fix things and they're doing things to make like the situation better. But Scorpio Moon is being very moody or stuck in his ways, and and treating this Cancer Moon harsh, because Cancer Moon is going to be like, okay, you're doing this for no particular reason. Like this makes no sense to me. You know. Um. But and then Scorpio Moon can feel like Cancer Moon is being too sensitive. It's like, okay, well, you gotta toughen up a little bit and not be exposing that self all the time. Like, not being like, have your feelings and everything, but don't be always exposing that part of you all the time, because Scorpio Moon is gonna know how to disguise its emotions and it's gonna feel like Cancer Moon is being weak when it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Even though that understanding is there, this is where it can become something that you know acts as a unfavorable aspect. But all in all, like this is a good um placement for the moons. If you're gonna put some moons together, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna put Cancer's moon and Scorpio moon. They could be like really deep and just I feel the energy right now, like whew, on different levels, the levels that matter. All right, so this has been Cancer moon and Scorpio moon compatibility.